Hello everyone! In this video, we're going to play around with the Qwen-image-2512 model workflow. To be honest, from the initial 2509 to 2512, I wasn't particularly satisfied. It wasn't until Z-image came out that I started using Qwen's text-to-image model. But in my opinion, Z-image is far superior to BDJ. The superiority lies in its realism. However, some viewers, especially female viewers, might prefer Qwen's style, as its saturation and colors are quite distinctive. I've uploaded the workflow and model to my cloud drive. Feel free to download them. You can also click my link to try it on running Hobby. It runs super fast and you don't even need to download the model. The experience is really smooth. Alright, enough talk, let's look at the workflow. It's a very basic text-to-image setup. But honestly, if you master the basics, it's much easier than post-editing. First, let's look at model loading. Here we're using a GUF format model, which is significantly faster than safe tensor format. Combined with a 4-step accelerated LoRa, a 1024 stead 1024 image takes only 30 seconds. Unfortunately, it's still slower than Z-image. The LoRa loader below lets you load whichever LoRa you need. The sampling algorithm afterward is designed to improve generation speed and quality, enabling efficient sampling. After all, GGUF models still have room for improvement in sampling quality. This sampler uses flow matching technology to generate images from noise along a more direct trajectory, instead of the multi-step denoising used in traditional diffusion models, thus reducing the number of sampling steps. Generally, 25 steps already yield excellent quality. Our clip model and VAE model are the same as those used in version 2509. After loading the model, we set the resolution. Qwen generates images very quickly at 1:1 aspect ratio, probably because the training data included more 1:1 images. The maximum resolution is reportedly 2512. I tested it with 8 steps, and generating a 2512 image took about 7 minutes. But the result wasn't great. This might be due to the model being QA quantized. However, we can generate a lower resolution image first and then upscale it using SeedVR, which is more efficient. After loading the model, upscaling a 1024 image to 2048 resolution takes about 1.5 minutes. Without upscaling, it only takes 7 hours. This might also be due to queuing delays on the cloud platform causing slower speeds. Now let's talk about prompts. For positive prompts, I don't think there's much to fuss over anymore. I usually just ask Qwen to generate prompts for me and use them directly. I rarely write negative prompts similar to Z-image. In most cases, the model handles image construction very well. Next, let's look at the KS sampler node. You can choose 4 steps for direct output or increase to 8 steps to get more image details. In my tests, 4 and 8 steps didn't differ much in time, but at 12 steps it added about 40 seconds. At 25 steps it takes over 3 minutes. Of course, this also depends on your sampler and scheduler combination. Higher quality samplers require more time. We'll discuss samplers and schedulers later. First, let's look at the upscaling module. If you don't often use SeedVR2 upscaling, listen up. The upscaling module has 3 nodes. The first is DIT model loading. Choose a model you like. I've used it for a long time, and I find that 3B and 7B models make almost no difference at 4K upscaling. For 8K upscaling, I always use the blocks to swap option below enables block swapping, a memory optimization feature. When VRAM is limited, say you have 16 GB CRAM, but you're using a large 7B model for high-resolution processing. Enabling this node allows dynamic data scheduling, preventing VRAM overflow during processing or long model loading times. Usually setting it to 32 is sufficient. If you're using a 7B model, you can increase it to 36. The next 2 options also reduce VRAM usage. If enabled, unused small models will be offloaded to the CPU. I'm running online with 24 GB VRAM, so I don't need to enable them. The last option is Adhesion mode, which can slide. The second node is VAE settings here. Pay attention to tile size, that's the tiling size, and tile overlap. The overlap size when your image enters seed, VR upscaling, enabling tiling splits the image into small blocks for processing, and they're merged with a 128 pixel overlap to avoid siege. That's what these 2 parameters do. If VRAM is insufficient, you can lower the tile size to something like 512 and correspondingly reduce the overlap to around 64. The offload device option below specifies where to offload the VAE model, also to reduce VRAM usage. By default, it's set to CU. I'll only cover settings relevant to image upscaling. Random seed can remain random, since we're only upscaling a single frame and don't need interframe consistency. Resolution refers to the shorter side of the upscaled image. This is the main parameter to adjust. Wax resolution sets the maximum length of either side, currently capped at 8K. Another important parameter is color correction. This selects a color optimization method to enhance color fidelity. After upscaling, options include lab, wavelet, HSV, etc. To prevent color shifts, lab, ISI, AG. If your upscaled image shows color shifts, try adjusting this parameter and test other methods. Now that we've covered the upscaling module, let's move on to the key part, choosing and combining samplers and schedulers. Based on my tests, I've identified several good combinations. I've annotated them all in the workflow. After you get the workflow, feel free to try each one. Different scenarios require different results. After all, let's jump straight to visual comparisons. First, we'll test e-commerce and poster-related scenes. I used a mid-autumn mooncake prompt generated directly by Qwen with CFG and seed fixed, and all tests run at 8 steps. The original workflow uses Res2S plus Beta 57. I find it quite balanced, suitable for various elements with solid performance in both imagery and text. Qwen handles both Chinese and English text well. With this quality and speed, it can already replace some graphic designers. Next, but the first combo, Euler plus Beta 57. This one for Moonlight Shadows on. Its text rendering is even stronger, capturing the loose ink texture of brush calligraphy. However, it doesn't follow the prompt strictly. We ask for 3 mooncakes, but it generated 4. In such cases, you can increase the CFG value to fix it. Second combo, Res2S plus normal, veg. It perfectly follows the prompt and delivers great texture. Look closely, you can see subtle fabric undulations with Mumel grid artifacts. Upscaling to 8K would make it even better. Third combo, Res2S plus SGM uniform. I think this works better for portraits. When rendering text, it shows more noise, and overall detail is weaker than other combos. It can serve as a backup option. Fourth combo, Res6S plus Beta 57. I discovered Res6S by accident, and I find its artistic style unique. Look at the text compared to other combos. Its image modeling feels more three-dimensional, immediately striking as highly artistic. Though it slightly misinterprets the prompt, the egg yolk ended up on top of the mooncake. It's hilarious. These are the best combos I've found so far. I haven't tested complex text extensively, but according to the official website, this model has indeed been specifically optimized for text rendering. Next, let's compare portrait-related sampler and scheduler combinations. First, the original version as baseline, still Res2S plus Beta 57. It excels in depth, text rendering, color, and character portrayal. Zooming in, the face shows no flaws or grain, excellent quality. Second combo, Res2S plus SGM uniform. This one renders say precise. The shadows and folds immediately enhance fabric realism. Third combo, Res6S plus Beta 57. The Res6S sampler remains unique. The golden texture instantly grabs attention, and facial aesthetics are improved. Fourth combo, Euler plus Beta 57. This one performs averagely. The Euler sampler isn't really suitable for version 2512, of course. You could try re-rolling or increasing CFG to explore other possibilities. Fifth combo, Res2S plus normal. This one is decent but unremarkable. The AI look on the face is similar to previous combos, but fabric quality is slightly worse. Overall, in portrait realism, it still falls short of Z-image. However, it works well with strong filters or in studio and advertising photography. Res6S is a pleasant surprise. I believe there are even more useful combinations waiting to be discovered. And even if you're not satisfied, you can train custom LURAs to enhance it, turning this model into an even better productivity tool. That's all for my introduction to Qwen-image-2512. I've included the samplers, schedulers, tested seeds, and prompts in the workflow file. Feel free to reproduce it. Click the link to download the workflow, and I'll also put the Cloud Drive link in the description. Help yourself. That's it for today's video. See you in the next one. Bye.